Hey guys, what's up? This is Swift here for Chinese Tech, and today I have a phone review for you, and this is the THL W8S Android phone. Now this phone is one of the top end phones that you can buy, basically because it houses one of the best budget CPU out there, and that is the MTK 6589 turbo processor. Now we'll just talk a little bit more about the phone overview, the specifications before we dive right into the review itself. Now what we see here is the unboxing or unboxed version, and I'll show you the accessories that comes with the phone. So this is the phone. When you take it out, you have this thing here, very professional looking. So at the back of the box really have nothing much. At the back we have the specifications here, which I will talk a little bit more while we go through the phone. Now what they provide you with that you buy is basically the charger and the cable. Sorry, it's gonna be quite messy here. We have the charger, the earpiece, the micro USB cable, as well as an extra spare battery and a screen protector and a case, a flip case. Yep. So it's well packaged in the sense that everything is packaged within a individual plastic sheet, and some of the things that they do is quite neat, like this. They label the cables, they label the earpiece as well, as you can see here, it's labeled, and so yeah, everything is quite nicely done, and the quality of the stuff that they give is pretty good as well. For example, the USB cable, it's very thick, so it feels of high quality, really. And the thing is that they give this earphone, which is a flat cable, so you're gonna have less entangling issues, and it feels pretty good. But in terms of the sound quality that you're going to get with these earphones is that it's good for listening to perhaps podcasts, things that doesn't really require quite high audio quality. This will provide you the clarity, the sufficient clarity for you to hear it. But if you're going to go for music and stuff like that, this is definitely not the earphone that you want to use. Now the next thing is that this earphone comes with a mic. The problem is, look at how far it is. Look at that, I cannot even fit in. Look at how far it is from your ears. So if you plug this in, this would be dangling all the way down at your chest level, and it's basically not usable unless you use your hand and pick it up to your mouth, and then you can use the mic. And that is quite a design failure, a design flaw in my opinion. So putting that aside, let's just talk a bit more about the phone here, the specifications of THL W8S. Now, this phone here is measured 144 by 73.6 and 9.9 millimeters. This phone has dual SIM standby. The networks that are supported is for the 2G network is GSM 850, 900, 1800, 1900. For the 3G network, we have WCDMA 850 as well as 2100. So this is going to work for most international users, and yep, so just take note. Now it has a 5-inch screen, 1080p Full HD display, which is absolutely gorgeous on this, and it is a IPS screen, and apparently what they say is that there is a Gorilla Glass protecting the screen. Now I'm not too sure about that, but I'm not ready to take my keys or drill to test it out, but just gotta say that it feels good. The screen is very good, and the thing is that the phone comes with a screen protector pre-applied, so yeah, so you're not going to damage the glass or anything like that. So on top here we have THL, the logo, as well as a 5 megapixel front camera, 13 megapixel back camera with a LED flash. We have speakers out here, and one dedicated hardware home button, 2 capacitive back and menu button, At the left side, we have the volume rocker. At the right, we have the power button. Top is basically your headphone jack as well as your micro USB out. Now, the next thing is here, the video capturing capabilities of the phone is 1080p at 30 frames per second. I'll show you a bit more about the qualities of the camera as well as the video in a slideshow or something that I'll just put it in this video, or you can visit the written review for the full unedited versions of the photos that I've taken. Now, this comes out of the box with Android 4.2.1 Jelly Bean. It has GPS with AGPS and EPO assistance. It has WLAN as well, capable up to wireless N. Now, the battery they provided is 2000 milliampere. Not a lot for a 1080p phone, so that's one thing you should take note. There is Bluetooth version 4.0. The micro USB on top is the micro USB 2.0, and it has FM radio as well, which is pretty neat, but you will have to have your headphones plugged in for you to use that thing. So basically, the phone, let's just say straight off, is a budget but a value for money budget phone. Now, what I mean is that this is not going to compete with the likes of your Samsung Galaxy S4, HTC One, HTC Butterfly S, so on and so forth. Now, this is nowhere close the processing power of those kind of phone. But for the price that you're paying, let me say straight off before we delve into the different details of the review, is that this phone is extremely value for money. Now, this is about $280 US, inclusive of shipping and all the different bundles and stuff like that. You can get it at $280 US, about half the price of your brand new phones, top end phones that is. Now, the phone, let's just talk about the screen first. Let's just talk about the design and build of the phone. The phone is made of plastic, okay? It feels quite like the Galaxy S series, but it does not have that premium feel, I have to say. But when you put it in your hand, it has this okay feeling, not too heavy, not too light either, but yeah, it is of plastic finish. You can see here, let me just take off the back cover and show you. So yeah, it's flexible like the Galaxy S phones. And so yeah, overall it looks a lot like Galaxy S3, very common looking. So in terms of design, I wouldn't say that it is the best. It's very common, and the thing is that even though it's common, it works, so why the hell not? But there's just one problem, is that the speaker placement is absolutely horrendous. Now, the speakers placed at this position here, so at the back. So if you're gonna use it, say you're gonna watch a video, you're not going to be able to hear it very clearly unless you hold it such a way that you don't cover the speakers. And the next thing is that you cannot lay it down, else you will not hear much at all. So that's one poor thing about the speakers. Now, other than that, overall the build quality is pretty damn good. The whole phone works as it is, and there isn't much problem with it. Now, let's just take a look at the system itself. Okay, so this is not stock ROM, I have to say again. This is running a customized ROM that I flashed. This is called Gravity Mod, and it has some tweaks here and there to help you make your MTK 6589 fixes. There are some fixes there that you can apply, and it's going to help your phone become better rather than worse. So I've already used it quite some time. I'm not sure you can see how crisp the image is. This is a 1080p background image that I grabbed off the internet, and it looks absolutely brilliant, I have to say. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit to see if you can see it. Okay, so the phone itself, when it came out from the stock, the launcher, it has quite some lag to it. So to minimize that or to fix that, you simply have to basically you have to download another launcher. So I'm using Nova here. You can use Apex, etc., and the lag will be gone. So it's probably the software that's causing the lag rather than the hardware itself. So let's just take a look at settings here. So these things, you might have a few things different. For example, there's no gravity box, etc., but you have the standard Android settings that you can set. Okay, gotta blur that out. But here we have like dual SIM here. I don't believe you can use both SIM at one time, so you will have to switch in between one or the other. And the second SIM slot, I believe, do not support the 3G, so only one SIM slot can support the 3G network. So let's just take a look at the responsiveness. You can see it very quick. And overall performance, if you're talking about the Antutu benchmark, I got a 14,000 for with the flash ROM. And if you're talking about the stock ROM, if I remember correctly, it was about 13,000, so not too bad at all. And it generally works very well. And let's just go inside some stuff here, show you the responsiveness, and you can see it works as it should. And there's nothing much to complain. I've watched videos, I've viewed Facebook and so on and so forth, and the phone works very well. And for the price that you're paying for, let's just put it into context. I bought this, you can buy this for about $280 US, and that's with shipping. And to put that into context, currently here in Singapore we have the people selling second-hand Galaxy S3 at about 350 Sing dollars. That's about 280 US dollar. So about there, very similar pricing, and you get what you get. That this is better than the S3. Obviously, the 1080p display, quad-core processor. The Antutu benchmark is about the same as the S3. But you have to take note that this is a 1080p display, so it's much more taxing as compared to the S3 720p display. So this has a 5-inch screen as well, which is very nice for media browsing, viewing photos, watching videos, and browsing the net generally. So this is the THL W8S. It just works really well, and for the price you pay for, as I cannot emphasize anymore, is that it is very value for money. The plastic feel, possibly you can, if you do not like this plastic feel, you can actually go for the other MTK 6589T phones. There are quite a few out there, like the iOcean and the Yumi X2 and so on and so forth. They have, I believe the iOcean has somewhat like a metal kind of casing similar to the Xperia, and it has a more premium feel, I guess, and it's the same price as well, so you might want to consider that. If I can get a hands on one, I will probably do another review of it. But this is the THL W8S. It works very well. And okay, how about let's just show you, I've forgotten about that first time. Let's just show you a little bit of gaming performance. I'm not too much of a gamer here, but hopefully this will just show you how it works. Now I'm gonna off the light. As you can see, the performance it's pretty smooth, but I believe there's some drop in frame rates just now there. but it's overall very smooth, and this is 1080p, so it's definitely more taxing. You can hear the speaker noise. Hopefully it's quite accurate. Yeah, there is definitely some lag. It's not the fastest, but it works very well. Not the best for gaming. Let's just quit. Not the best for gaming, I have to say, but overall it's a very good phone. In terms of phone, let's just talk about phone call quality. It works very well, very clear. I did not have any drop calls here in Singapore, and phone, and in terms of the audio, how the receiving end is very clear. People can hear what I'm saying. And so the next thing I talk about is that the battery life. Now the battery life of this phone is average. It isn't the best. I managed to squeeze in about in terms of heavy usage with data turned on and brightness turned to about 50%. I've managed about 2.5 hours of video watching, as well as 2.5 hours of web browsing, and after that 2 hours of standby before the battery totally dies off. So that's a total of 7 hours and 5 hours of intense usage. Now in terms of a more common normal usage, say you regularly take out a message or view the internet for an hour or so during your break time, this phone will last you throughout the day. Probably last about 12 to 13 hours before the phone dies off. Now there's one problem that I'd like to speak about this phone, is that the battery, you cannot charge the battery while you're using the phone. Now I'm not too sure if this is a common problem with Chinese phones here, or is it the problem with this phone or my own phone here, is a defect or not. But the thing is that if you're going to use the phone, you cannot charge it. If you charge it, the phone will never reach 100%, and it in fact will not even go past, and it will not even increase by 1% or so. So that's just one thing to take note. Say you want to use it and charge, you cannot do that. And next thing is that the phone takes a long time to charge, whether you're using the USB to your computer or through the AC adapter, mainly because the AC adapter produces the same output, 0.5 ampere, the same as your USB port, so there is not going to be much difference there, and that is quite sad really. So the phone takes very long to charge, roughly around 4 to 6 hours from 0% to 100%. Yes, that is one whole night of charging to make it full battery. So that is one thing that I don't know, but it's just quite sad really. The battery just takes so long to charge. That is the THL W8S. Very good phone, and this is one of the Chinese Android phones that you can consider to have, and it is one of the best out there for its price you're paying for.